Alright, so I picked up this Meguiar's heavy duty headlight restoration kit from Walmart because I just bought this 99 Suzuki Jimny from Japan, and the vehicle's in really good condition, except the headlights have this kind of fogging. It's mostly at the top of the headlight, and I believe it's from UV over time and just road grime hitting it. So I heard you can use different things like toothpaste or metal polish or whatever the case may be, but I decided to get an actual kit for this, so I can feel like I did it right, and hopefully I'll get better results than I would be if I used something cheap. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up this box and see what's inside. The kit says that it's supposed to be run with a drill. Now if you don't have a drill, then you should grow the fuck up and go buy one, because they're like 20 bucks used. So like, what are you even doing? Inside the box we've got another box, some cardboard, lots of cardboard. Oh, it's actually attached, just hangs out. So we have this sort of scrubby pad, a sponge, there are two different grits of sandpaper. I read the instructions. One is a 1000 grit and one is a 3000. I think this is the 3000. Yeah, it's labeled. Then we have Meguiar's Plastex polishing compound, which I heard is pretty good stuff. We'll see. This says heavy duty headlight coating. I'm assuming this is the protective coating to keep the UV from re-yellowing it quickly. And then last we have the polishing pad that goes into your drill. So the first thing, according to the Meguiar's kit, you need to provide three things. You need to provide water in a spray bottle or in a bucket. I chose a spray bottle. Masking tape. And a microfiber cloth. The truth is, obviously, you need to provide four things because you're going to need a drill, just like they said earlier. According to the kit, step one is to clean off all the dirt and road grime from your headlight using glass cleaner and a clean towel. I've already done that. I didn't use glass cleaner because I didn't feel like it, but you probably should if you want best results. My headlights were already clean, I just used that microfiber cloth. Now, it says to mask off the edges using masking tape. You may not need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. The important thing, obviously, is to make sure that you get all around the edges of the headlight as best you can. I'm going to do it quickly because of the video here, and also because I'm not a moron who sands my bodywork by accident. I did lift up the hood, obviously, to expose the edges on this side, which means less masking work, but also it means I can get in closer to the bodywork, closer to the edge of the headlight without risking anything. If your hood opens up the same way that mine does, and it may or it may not, then you can do the same. As you can see, we're just doing this quickly. The important thing is that you don't get your paint with this little sanding pad they provided. The sanding pad's pretty small, so unless you're one of those clumsy dickheads from the infomercials, you're probably not going to do that to yourself. But just for the sake of the video and for the sake of following instructions, I'm going to mask this off. So as you can see, the bodywork is protected in case I slip, and we got our headlight here exposed. Step 2 of the kit says to attach the 1000 grit pad to the palm sander. They are labeled. I don't know if you can see that, but you probably can. There is a 3000 and a 1000, this being the 1000. It's got some Velcro. The whole system's pretty cheap. I mean, this is just foam, but obviously it'll do the job. You don't need an expensive palm sander for this. And if you use the powered palm sander, you'd probably just beat the shit out of your headlight anyway, so there's no need to do that. It says to keep the sanding pad wet by dunking it in a bucket or using a spray bottle. This is why I've chosen the spray bottle, because I think dunking it in a bucket over and over again is a bit silly, but we'll go through the process here. It says use a smooth, uniform side-to-side motion. So it doesn't say to use circles or swirls, it says use a side-to-side. I don't know if it really matters, but we'll play their little game. Keep the pad wet, it says, by either re-dunking it or continuing to spray. So we'll just keep on spraying. This seems to be the easiest way. I don't really think using a bucket is the best way. I think it would take too long. You can see in the water, some crap is coming off my headlight here. Kind of looks a little milky. And I don't think you can see it in the video, but I can actually see on the headlight a line here where the sanding I haven't started yet. So this 1000 grit sandpaper is taking a lot of stuff off of here, more than you realize. Now I'm not using a whole lot of pressure. It doesn't really say how hard to push on it, but I'm thinking probably not very hard, right? Remember, this is just plastic and you are using sandpaper on it, so don't get too aggressive with it. Now I don't know how wet you have to keep this pad, but I'm thinking probably just enough that it glides easily over this. I don't know if you have to spray it as much as I am, but I figure if it says to keep it wet, then it doesn't hurt to keep it wet, right? Now I don't know if there's some sort of compound mixed in with this pad, or if maybe I'm cleaning off old car wax or something here, but there's definitely something milky coming off. Take my time a little bit near the edges because I don't want to make a fool of myself and scrape up my bodywork, especially after I told you guys I wasn't a moron. I'd hate to prove myself wrong. See, I'm going up and down here. This is against the rules of the kit. I'm sure it really matters. Yeah, there must be something either on my headlight or in this pad, because this is like a foamy, I don't know, soap almost. It doesn't say on the kit instructions that it's permeated with anything, but I suppose it very well could be. I think that may just be enough of the 1000 grit on this one headlight, just so we can get the gist of it here. It looks pretty clear. I don't see any yellow on there anymore. It doesn't look fully clear yet, obviously, because we've only done step 1. This is a 3-step process, 4 I suppose if you include the protecting. I'm going to do the next step. Instead of going to my other headlight, I'm going to go right to the next step on the box, which is to use the 3000 grit sandpaper on the headlight. This obviously being a much finer sandpaper. Make sure I'm not getting this out of order. There we go. So, it tells you to wipe the headlight dry with a microfiber towel, and then it tells you to go back to spraying it again to keep the 3000 grit sandpaper from drying out. So I'll give it a quick wipe. It's probably just to get whatever's in that sandpaper out. Now, one thing I'm noticing already, the headlight feels smoother underneath the towel. It's hard to explain, but it's almost like a softer feeling. So here's the 3000. We'll move on to that. Now it says to not let the pad get dry, so that's the key here. Just keep misting and misting. I don't know if it's possible to overdo it, but probably not. I don't imagine you need to spray this thing with a garden hose or anything too crazy. Now this kit cost me $31 or something at Walmart. You know, and it's gonna use up maybe half an hour of my time, give or take. You can get this done at a shop professionally, but as far as I can understand, their process is pretty much the same. Just sanding and then polishing and then putting some kind of a UV protectant on there. And they charge a significant amount of money. Yeah, now there's something kind of falling off here. I don't know if this is wax. Maybe the old Japanese owner thought it would be smart to wax these headlights, and I have heard that it's not a bad idea after you do this process that I'm doing now, put a coat of wax on these things, because it will help to protect the headlight from UV and from road grime and everything. Not just that, but next time your headlight gets foggy, you just gotta slap a new coat of wax on it instead of doing all this stuff. So I very well might wax this after I'm finished. But for now, we'll just assume that I'm not going to do that. And see how I feel at the end. I don't know how long I have to rub this thing. I kind of feel like it's one of those, if it feels good, it's probably done. I don't know, the kit doesn't really say, to be honest with you. The instructions are pretty vague. You're pretty much just washing the crap off these anyway. I mean, that's probably right around where they want you to be. I don't really see a whole lot of marks anymore. There is a bit of a mark here. You probably can't see it, but it's so minor. And I mean, this is a 20-year-old car. I'm not expecting these headlights to look better than brand new. I just want them to look better than they did. And they already do, so I consider this a win already. Alright, so you see I've already screwed up. It said to use the 3000 grit sandpaper in an up and down motion, not side to side like the 1000. It probably doesn't matter, but that's what the kit says. Then it says wipe the headlight dry with a microfiber towel. Okay, we're doing this again. Now the headlight feels really nice under the towel, nice and smooth. Basically like what you would imagine a nice clean headlight would feel like. It doesn't feel like there's any dirt or imperfections in it. Obviously because there's a lot less than there were before. There you go. That looks and feels alright. So the next step says, attach the Meguiar's yellow polishing pad to the drill. Refer to your drill manufacturer's directions for attaching instructions. If you need to use the instruction manual to put a drill bit in, then you probably shouldn't even be trying to polish your own headlights. You should maybe be in play school putting circle blocks and square holes. So here's the pad. Here's the buffing pad. Putting it in the drill in accordance with manufacturer's instructions or whatever. Now they do say on the box they recommend using a corded drill for this, but they want you to use lower speeds. My drill's got a speed setting on it, so I'm just going to use the lowest speed. I have a corded drill, but it's It's a different type of chuck with a key, and I don't want to be fiddling with that for the video, so I'm just taking all the lint off this. There seems to be quite a bit of lint. It's a pretty cheap little polishing pad. You can feel that it's not an expensive piece, but I'm sure it'll do the job. So, okay, now that is attached. It says, apply a nickel-sized amount of Meguiar's Plastex polish to the pad. Then place pad flatly on the surface to be restored. Then tilt pad to one side to increase user control. Before activating the drill, use a slow back and forth continuous overlapping motion to treat a small area at a time. Heavy pad pressure is not required. Do not use the pad's edge. Meguiar's Plastex polish can be applied at all drill speeds. Faster drill speeds produce more cutting and polishing action. However, they may also increase the difficulty in keeping the pad flat. So alter drill speed as needed. That is the exact wording of the directions. Now, I had a feeling this would be the case. There's a little cap inside here. So, don't try to squeeze this with the cap not removed, because you'll look like a fool. I almost did it, and then I would have looked like an idiot on the video. If I don't already. Now, they said to use a nickel-sized bit. I don't know what country you're watching this video from. I don't know if you have nickels there, but it's a 5-cent coin. And it's about a little bit bigger than a thumbnail. I've kind of laid this on too thick, but the diameter is about right. Again, it probably doesn't really matter. So, place it flat against, and then go to one side slightly. Actually, I'm going to go to the forward side. And then you just start going. My drill's got a light. Alright, I think that's the gist of what they want. As long as you can see swirls over the whole headlight. I got a bit of water here off my bumper. You can see the pad is quite cheap. It deteriorated as it touched my bumper. But that's probably fine. Now it says remove product immediately after step 5 before it has a chance to dry with a microfiber towel. So let's do that then. Ooh, that looks nice. That looks pretty good already. You can probably see in the video, it looks a lot better than it did when I started. This is night and day to where I started with this vehicle. That looks pretty good. Now, there are more steps. So, reapply Plastex polish as necessary and continue buffing until headlight is clear. Apply and remove Plastex polish with the microfiber towel by hand for a final buff. Now, I'm not going to go through all this in the video, but I will do a second pass on this with the polish, and I'll wipe it off. And then it says to spray restored headlights with glass cleaner to remove all product residue and wipe clean and dry with a microfiber towel. Ensure the headlight surface is clean and dry, and then you apply the coating to the gray applicator pad. That was the thing at the beginning of the video that I called sponge. It's square, and it's a sponge. They call it an applicator guide. Begin to apply the coating from top to bottom evenly. Continue working your way across the headlight with overlapping strokes until the entire headlight has been treated. Then repeat the process on the other headlight. Product dries to the touch in 15 minutes and fully cures in 24 hours. It is recommended to keep the headlight clean and dry while headlight coating fully cures. So lucky for me, I have a garage, and I will leave this in the garage overnight to let the headlight product dry fully. But I'm not going to show you this in the video because it's a waste of your time to show you the same thing. But I'm going to redo the polishing with the drill, wipe it clean, and then I'm going to apply the product after that. And then I will show you guys a comparison from one headlight to the other, and you'll see just how much of a difference this made. I can see it in the video. You probably can't, but it is night and day. So I'm going to turn off the video now, and I'm going to get the rest of this done, and then I'm going to show you guys a comparison. So this is after I applied the second coat of polish and the protective compound to the headlight. As you can see, it looks like pretty much like a brand new headlight, which it turned out as good as I could have hoped, or even better. And I know I said I was going to show you guys the other side as a sort of before and after, but I got a bit ahead of myself and I forgot to do that, so I ended up just doing the other headlight as well. And it's received the same treatment. So as you can see, you can kind of see a little bit of swirl marking in it. I mean, it's not perfect, right? But you got to remember, this is a 20-year-old vehicle, so I think it turned out really, really well. And I will show you guys some. I'll include in the video some photos that showed side-to-side comparisons and things like that at the end. So thank you for watching, and best of luck with your headlights.